Hello everyone, this is Dr. Neeta and I welcome you all to day 5 of our time management workshop. Today we are going to see a very important topic that is quadrant. Four quadrants of time management wherein we actually decide that which are most important tasks for us. Actually, if we'll not take care of important tasks, how they may become urgent and may get into crisis. So before getting those tasks as a crisis or urgent task, if you keep on identifying which are important and keep on actually doing it on daily basis, then actually you will more of the time remain in the important zone, and that's how actually you can identify your urgent, important, not urgent, not urgent but important, and important but not urgent, and neither important nor urgent. That's how actually you can decide which task we need to give priority. So along with the quadrants, we are going to see other different things also, that how more efficiently we can manage our time, and how we should go with those techniques of time management. So let's begin with today's session. Time management. Starting with the definition, time management is the act of taking conscious control over the amount of time spent on specific activities. You exercise time management to increase productivity, effectiveness, and efficiency. You practice skills and use tools and techniques to aid you when accomplishing tasks, projects, or are working toward goals and deadlines. Why do we need time management? Of course, to save time, to reduce our stress, to increase our work output, to have more control over our job responsibilities, we need to actually manage our time. How to use time efficiently and effectively? So, effective planning, setting goals and objectives, setting deadlines, delegation of responsibilities, prioritizing activities as per their importance, spending the right time on the right activity. These are all things which make our time more effective. Time management process: cost your time, making activity logs, goal setting, planning, prioritizing, scheduling. So in the diagram also you can see time management will increase your efficiency. You need to do your to-do list. For that, you need to focus on one task at a time. You need to be proactive. You need to focus on your project. You need to prioritize your activity. You need to be organized yourself, and you need to learn delegation. You also need to learn say no. So all these kind of things include in the processes of time management. So step by step we'll see how we can cost our time. So costing your time, understand true value by calculating cost per year. To calculate cost per year, how you can calculate, formula is given. Cost per year equals to salary plus whatever taxes you pay every year, plus your office space, whatever rent you are paying or whatever EMI you are paying for that, then office equipment, whatever you have invested within the instruments, equipment, so all infrastructure, then whatever profit you generate from that, all these things if you total, then you will get cost per year. Second is making activity log. Make a realistic estimate of time spent during day on job orders. Pinpoint the critical areas. Finding the high yielding time of our day. Third one, which is very important, that is goal setting. So setting lifetime goal helps to chart your life course and your career path. Break up your lifetime goal in smaller goals, make a daily to-do list, revise and update your list on daily basis, and judge your performance. Next is planning. Draw an action plan, a list of things that need to be done to achieve your goals. After that, next is prioritizing. Of course, once you have done planning, then you need to make the to-do list, consider the value of the task before to do it. Is it worth spending your time and company, resources or not? You need to check, analyze, and then take action. Then prioritize your task. The most important job should be completed first, followed by other job. So you need to give priority which needs to be done first and which needs to be done later. So that is how you need to prioritize each and every job, each and every action, analyze it properly, and then decide which needs to start first. Scheduling. Make a realistic estimate of how much you can do. Plan to make the best use of available time. Reserve some contingency time to deal with unexpected jobs. Minimize stress by avoiding commitments by yourself and others. That's how you can schedule your whole day. So whenever you are scheduling the task at that moment of time, there should be some breathing time. It should not be like too much you have added, and that's how it gets so much mess that you could not schedule, and it's very messy, or it's very difficult to manage with all those tasks. So you need to have some breathing space in between every task. There should be some time whenever if anything unexpected comes, so you can manage within that. So that's how you can schedule after prioritizing. Now this is what is a very important matrix, which actually is the today's topic. Decide which task is very urgent and important and where to give more time. So there are four quadrants, wherein first quadrant is urgent and important. Second quadrant not urgent but these are important. Next is urgent yet but not important, and the last is neither important nor urgent. So these are the four quadrants. Measure which kind of activity falls in urgent is class studies and related assignments, communication skill development, yoga, wellness, sport, discipline, leaving the day, a newspaper reading. All these actually it is given urgent and important over here. I'll discuss one another matrix also. Let's see another quadrant wherein career skill development programs are there, personality development. We need to focus on future planning, career or higher education, book reading, knowledge acquisition, trends, competitive exam preparation, relationship management, network development. These are important but not very urgent. Now, urgent yet not important is routine SMS or routine mobile conversation, abrupt outing, someone needs you, or some visitors come, some urgent unexpected long phone calls come. All that become because you were in between of something. Now that has taken your urgency, and that's how you are just diverted from whatever task was in hand. So that's how actually that were not urgent but now they have become urgent. Next is not important, not urgent. So, mad about cricket, movie, gossip, casual time spent. Then, first day, first show, premature relationship, TV serials, anything that disturb your activities in other quadrants. So, all these are. This is one time management matrix we have discussed in this slide. Again, in the next slide, we are going to discuss another time management matrix. So here we can see it very clearly. The first quadrant is urgent and important. Of course, urgent and important means there is a situation that is crisis situation. Some kind of problem has occurred, and now because it's a problematic situation, panic situation, we need to be there. Whatever tasks are going on, in hand tasks are there, that task now become more urgent. Now, for example, if you are not keeping good care of your health, if now it's very urgent and important that something happen and we have to move very urgently to doctor, then again that is a problem. If someone else problem, health related problem occur, of course it's a crisis situation. Then any kind of pressing problems, then deadline driven. Tomorrow you were actually about to submit the project, but today something has happened and your project is not yet complete. Now you have to complete it at any moment. So the thing is, last a minute rush has happened that all tasks come with an urgent and important one. Then projects, meetings, preparations, all these kind of things may come in the urgent and important quadrant. Now, another quadrant is important but not urgent. So preparations, whatever planning we are doing, that comes under preparation. Whatever analysis we are doing, that comes under preparation. Whatever research we are doing, market research, competitive competition analysis, all these kind of preparations, whichever we are doing, that comes in the important but not urgent task list. Then preventions. So whatever things we have to do for prevention, so that those tasks should not go into the crisis, that is urgent and important quadrant. So for that, whatever kind of preventions you are taking, that also come in important but not urgent. Then values clarification, planning, relationship building, to creation, empowerment, all these activities. Again, if you'll take the studies part, reading part, your daily exercise part, all these kind of thing, actually these are important, but actually we don't give them that much importance because that are not urgent. But if you actually, now this is the most important quadrant, if you spend more time on the important task which is not urgent today, but if you will not take care of it, it may go into the first quadrant. So if we'll spend more time in the second quadrant, which are today very important, if you are taking precaution, if you are taking good care of yourself, your health, your physical health, your spiritual health, actually your health will become good, so you will become more enthusiastic, your productivity will increase. If you do all your job regularly, you don't have to rush on the last moment for the deadlines and all those kind of thing. You may avoid those kind of problems from the panic situation. If you are doing your studies properly, your preparations are good, then obviously your knowledge will develop on daily basis and you will perform better in your field. So all those kind of things actually comes under this second quadrant. If you spend more time in this quadrant, of course everything will get balanced. The next quadrant is, which is not important but now it has become urgent. So interruptions, some phone calls, some mail, some report, some meeting, many proximates, pressing matters, many popular activities now that were not in my to-do list, but now surprisingly it has actually appears, and now I can't escape. Now suddenly phone call come. I was not actually I just taken that phone call and that person has taken half an hour, 1 hour. What I can do now? What will happen? My whole schedule, my whole planning will fail because that was not in my to-do list, but because something happened that was urgent for them, not for me. But still, I have lost my 1 hour. So that's how actually some kind of task may appear, which we may not think of, and that's how they just suck our time. So these are some tasks wherein we need to actually escape out and we need to just focus on our task in hand. For example, some visitors come, you need to actually come to the point faster, just like some examples were given, like you are in between of your task and someone comes in your office. So at that moment of time, just stand up, and if you stand, they'll understand that you are busy, and that's how it will be very easy for them to come directly to the point and just wrap up the meeting in a short while. Then if some phone calls come, in that case actually you can ask them to call later if it's not very urgent and important. Otherwise you just ask them to call you later, or put their message, whatever message are there, or text you if anything urgent. In that case actually you can save your time because you are in between of your task, and in continuation actually you can do it well. But whenever some kind of interruption happen, so again coming on the same track, it will take more time. So just make some time for you which is a non-disturbing time, and actually you keep on doing it on regular basis. For example, you may do it for 10 minutes initially, then 20 minutes, then half an hour, and that's how do not disturb time you can make which is without telephone, social media, digital gadgets, means nothing should disturb you other than whichever task in hand. If you are reading, so 20 minutes you need to be aside from all other communication and you need to focus on reading only. If you are writing something, need to focus on that. If you are planning, you are working on your project or doing some important task, so you need to focus 20 minutes on one task, and that's how actually you can actually concentrate. Your concentration level will also improve. You can work on your focus level also. So that's how you can keep on doing these practices to escape from these kind of urgent tasks which is not important and which is not going to give you any benefit. The last quadrant is not important and not urgent. Trivia, busy work, some phone calls, time waster, escape activity, irrelevant mail, excessive TV. All this task comes in not important and not urgent. Of course, neither it is urgent nor important. So just try to get away from these. Try to spend less as much less time possible as you can on this fourth quadrant, so that you can make the maximum use of your productive time. So moving ahead with more time management techniques. So now we will see how to manage our time more effectively. So first point is prepare yourself first by taking 30 minutes of your time to fix yourself something to eat and relax. Assign realistic priorities to each task. So planning you need to create your to-do list, schedule properly, and fix that what are all tasks, what are all things you want to achieve from today. So for that planning, you at least 30 minutes you should do. Properly relax yourself within that time and actually spend more time on this task so that you can achieve everything at the end of the day. Everything should be ticked properly. The next is balance your effort. Work on small portion every day of work that will be due by the end of week, starting with the most important task first. So at the end of week, for example, you have to submit some reports. So rather than working at the end of week on those things which actually you need to give report on daily basis, actually whatever task you have completed, just take a note of it and add it, keep on adding it in whatever reports you need to submit at the end of week or present if you are creating presentation of the same. So on daily basis whatever you are completing, keep on adding it so that it will be very easy for you. Everything you'll get at one place, and memorizing and all those issue backup and all these issues, that will also get resolved because on daily basis you are keeping things properly and you will become more organized and balanced by these things. Third is focus on most productive time of the day. Some people work better in the morning and some are more focused in the evening. So yesterday already I have last in the last session I was given the test to understand your chronotype. So just try to identify first which time of the day you are most efficient, which is your peak productive time. So whatever is your peak productive time, keep difficult tasks for those time. And what will happen by scheduling in this way, you can actually complete those difficult tasks in lesser time, because at that moment of time your performance is at peak level. So that's how actually you focus on your more productive time of the day for more difficult task. Then manage time in increments. Play a game with yourself by competing against the clock. Work in 15 minutes, half hour or half interval followed by a 10 minutes. So that's how you can actually play some game with yourself, and that's how you'll always remain in touch with whatever schedule you have prepared for yourself, whatever targets and goal you have given for yourself. So that's how you can take some break and increments, all this kind of thing you manage. Take a break, clear your mind, and refresh yourself to refocus. Decide beforehand on a 5, 10, or 15-minute break and stick to that decision. Keep track of your progress. Cross things off the list as they are completed. Reassess the list, rewrite and prioritize your list on a regular basis. Leave time for fun. While there are times when we just need to power through a large project, it's important to give yourself time to let loose. Sleep for 7 to 9 hours every night. Getting the proper amount of sleep will help keep you alert and energetic, able to think clearly and function at a high level. Achieve your goals. Be your own judge and your own motivator. Make time management your tool for success. Imagine with your mind, believe with your heart, and achieve with your mind. So, if you don't master your time, it is of a much higher probability that you will become an unconscious slave to people who have mastered theirs. Time for self assessment. I can do this, I am getting there, I need help. So that's how actually you can assess yourself on daily basis and you can manage your time in a better, effectively and efficiently. This much for this presentation. Thank you very much.